Hello, so in this video we are going to be talking about sports and activities in French. So more specifically we'll be using I play and I do in French with different sports. We're going to explain how to do this and then we're going to go through some examples. As usual, a massive tip that I give you, so if you can have your vocab sheet available or even some paper available to take notes as we go through, you might want to add some details on your sheets and pause whenever I ask a question to answer it to yourself first, and then you can press play again to hear the answers, and then you can test yourself as we do this. So let's start. So I've got the vocab sheet here on the right. We'll be using box number 2, les sports, so the list of sports here. First thing we'll do is we're going to be dividing that list into sports that you play and sports that you do. So there's some sports like athletics, which you wouldn't really say I play athletics, you would say I do athletics. Whereas badminton, you would say I play badminton, not I do badminton, when you're talking about the sport itself. I play badminton. So here you can pause and do this on your own and then unpause and see if you're right. So basketball, I play basketball. Cycling, I do cycling. Horse riding, I play horse riding would be a bit odd. I do horse riding. Football, I play football. Golf, I play golf. Gymnastics, I do gymnastics. Handball, I play handball, which is, by the way, a very popular sport in France. So hockey or ice hockey, I play hockey. Judo, I do judo. So I don't play judo, I do judo. Same goes for swimming. I do swimming. I know you could say I swim as well in English, but it's easier if we use the verb play or do here. So I do swimming. Ping pong, I play ping pong. Roller skates, I do roller skates. Or I do roller. I don't play roller skates. I play rugby, however. Skateboard, I do skateboard. Snooker, I play snooker. Tennis, I play tennis. Volleyball, I play volleyball. And finally, mountain biking, I do mountain biking. Okay, and so the good news is we are using exactly the same groupings in French as you would normally logically do in English. So let's try and think of some ways to remember those. So some little tips. Firstly, that they're logical like English, and secondly, that the ones you use play with do tend to be sports with balls. Right, and now let's put those into sentences in French. So we'll start with the sports that you play. So to say, I play in French, I'll show you 3 sentences. So I play badminton, I play football, and I play hockey. So number 1, je joue au badminton, je joue au football, je joue au hockey. So let's have a look here. We've got je joue. We've encountered je before. Je suis, for example. And je means I. And therefore, logically, joue means play. Je joue, which means I play. Then we've got the sports here. But in between, we've got that new word here, au. And so it's not there when we say the English sentence, I play badminton, I play football, but we do have to add it in French. It's very important. And a way to translate it is I play at sport, I play at badminton, I play at football, I play at hockey. So when you're translating into English, you don't necessarily need to say at, but in French, you must write it. You can't say je joue badminton. You must say je joue au badminton. So all the sports that we put in that category here and that are on our list and we would use I play with, you will need to use au. Je joue au badminton, je joue au basketball, je joue au football, je joue au golf, etc. Let's have a look at sports that you use I do with now. So these are our sports here that we did earlier, and we're going to do athletics, gymnastics, and roller skates. So let's see our sentences. Je fais de l'athlétisme. Je fais de la gymnastique. Je fais du roller. So once again, we have the je, which we already know, which means I, and then logically fais means do. Je fais means I do. Je fais. The S at the end is silent. Have a think why. Last letter of a word in French, if it's a consonant, especially in S, is normally silent. But now we have got again a new thing between I do and the sport, but they look different. So firstly, let's talk about how we translate this into English. So I do athletics in English, but in French, the word that we add here, we can translate it as some. I do some athletics. I do some gymnastics. So de la, du, de l, and des, which is not here, they all mean some. Okay, so let's talk about why it would look different. And a little tip here is to have a look at the list. So we have athlétisme, l'athlétisme, gymnastique, la gymnastique, roller, le roller. Now in French, we know that when we have nouns, we always have to have a little word in front of them, and that little word is very important. It tells you the gender of a word, and it gives you some information. So here, l'athlétisme, we have L apostrophe, la gymnastique, LA, so it's feminine, and le roller, LE. So this little word is why the word for some changes. We'll go in a little bit more detail in a minute. Okay, so let's recap our rules then that we've just learned. If you want to say I play in French, you say I play at, and it tends to be sports with balls. If you want to say an activity that is not with a ball, you would say I do some. Okay, I play at badminton, I do some cycling. So with I play, you say je joue, and then you need to use au, and then you will say the sport, but obviously you're not saying le again. Je joue au badminton, not je joue au le badminton. That would be a bit weird. Je joue au badminton. So we're removing it. And then for I do, we use je fais. And then we'll have different choices. So earlier we said it had to do with the little word in front of them. Now there are 4 possible ways of saying some in French, and it will come up again and again this year and next year and in year 9 and GCSE. So it's a really, really useful thing to start seeing now. So we can have words that start with le, and this tells us that the word is masculine. We have words that start with la. This tells us a word is feminine. We also have words that start with L apostrophe. Now it could be masculine or feminine, but the L apostrophe is there because it lost the E or the A. It has to do with that first letter here. What's special about that first letter here and that first letter here? It is a vowel. So L apostrophe is what's used in front of a vowel. And then I don't have any examples here, but there would be other words for sports that would have L-E-S as well. And L-E-S would be for something that is plural, okay? But we don't have it here for now. So there's 4 different ways of saying some, and it depends on whether the thing starts with a vowel, is masculine, is feminine, or is plural, okay? So if the thing is masculine, it's going to be du. If the thing is feminine, de la. If it's plural, des. And if the word starts with a vowel, it's going to be de l, L apostrophe here. Okay. Now, as before, the way to know is we just look at the little word in front of it, like I just pointed out. And now we learn later in year 8 and in year 9 that there are actually different ways of saying at as well, because you may have noticed, some eagle-eyed viewers will have seen that all the sports that you use play with all start with le. So I'm just giving you the masculine way of saying at, but we'll see in the next few years the different other ways, but it's not important for now. Okay, and finally, last thing to remind you is that we do need to remove that little word here to make our sentence. Okay, so don't repeat it. I play at badminton. Je joue au badminton. I do some activities. So I do some horse riding. Je fais. And then you do need to look and pick the correct one. L'équitation started with L apostrophe in my list. And so I'm going to use de l'équitation. It will take practice, and it will take practice with your notes. Don't test yourself straight away until you've practiced with your notes, and look at your notes every time that you're doing an exercise so that you know the answer is right straight away. After you've practiced several times, then you can start testing yourself. Right, let's do some examples now. So, little reminder of our notes, our rules at the top here, and let's have a look at our examples. I play tennis. So it's a ball sport, so I'm going to use play, at, and then the sport. Je joue au, and then let's find tennis. Tennis. Je joue au tennis. I would recommend you pause now, do numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 on a piece of paper, and then you can check your answers after. I do judo. So it's not play, it's do. Do some, and the sport. So je fais. Now we need to pick the correct word here. And so I need to decide if judo is masculine, feminine, plural, or starts with a vowel. And I can only know this if I check in the list. So let's find it here. Judo. Now under this that I've hidden, it says le, L-E. L-E tells me that it is masculine. So my answer will be je fais du judo. Let's do the next one. Number 3. I do horse riding. So again, it's do some horse riding is effectively what I'll say in French. So I'm going to start with je fais, and then I need to pick the correct word. Is horse riding masculine, feminine, plural, or starts with a vowel? So let's find it in your list. Horse riding is l'équitation. Now hidden under here is an L apostrophe because équitation starts with a vowel. So I will be picking de l to say some. Je fais de l'équitation. And when you say it, imagine the apostrophe is not there for your pronunciation. Je fais de l'équitation in one go. Okay, number 4, athletics. So a bit of thinking here. You need to think if it's I do or I play. So athletics, do I play athletics or I do athletics? I do athletics. And in French, I do some athletics. So je fais is how it's going to start. And then we need to decide if it's masculine, feminine, plural, or starts with a vowel. Let's find athletics, which is right at the top. So hidden under here is an L apostrophe because athlétisme starts with a vowel. It starts with an A, so that's a vowel. And so we're going to be choosing vowel. So de L apostrophe. Je fais de l'athlétisme is my answer. Je fais de l'athlétisme. All right, swimming. So again, play swimming or do swimming? Do swimming. And in fact, in French, I do some swimming. So again, we're going to use je fais, and we need to decide if swimming is masculine, feminine, plural, or starts with a vowel. Let's find swimming. You'll have the English on your list, of course. It is natation. And you will find la natation because the word is feminine. So feminine, je fais de la natation is my answer. Last question, golf. So play golf or do golf? We play golf, and a good way to remember is that there is a golf ball. So play at golf is how I'm going to say it in French. Je joue. And here, because all the sports that we have are actually masculine, we're just going to pick au. So this is pronounced au. Je joue au golf is going to be my answer. Je joue au golf. Okay? So I would strongly recommend you do some more practice of those at home. So this is not a very long video, so spend at least 5 minutes testing yourself. We'll be practicing this over the next few weeks. So if right now, especially with the word for some, it's not quite sinking in, don't worry. We'll have some more practice over the next few weeks. There we go.